Hello and welcome to another episode of Certified Engineering. I'm Sprutis, and as you can see, I'm already changed and ready for work. I've actually been here for a few hours already. Before I could allow myself to work on the Supra, I had to finish the brake calipers for my BMW. So they are standing there, as you can see, drying, which means that they are ready for installing being mounted on the car. And my Supra is partially uncovered. I've actually been working on the brakes. So the front brakes, the Mercedes ones, they're not really meant for a banjo. So I've chased the threads in the caliper and I've shortened the banjo screw. Basically, I shortened it until it would be tight with one copper washer. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it won't leak. And I also thought that while I'm doing something on the brakes, I can install the brake pads. Yeah. To do that, you need the correct mounting hardware, which I thought that I had, but apparently I don't. So let me show you. It's the same problem with both Mercedes brakes and the Evo brakes. So let's have a look. So here we have the brake pads for the Mercedes caliper. And this is the tie down bracket. As you can see, it can't really be fitted between the pins. Also, the pins are too long. So the diameter of the pin which is in here is smaller, so that one fits, but it needs to be longer, so the bigger diameter is bottoming out on this edge, and we can't get the pins in any longer. So yeah, and while we're looking here, you can see how I've routed the brake hose. On the strut we have, well, you see a band there. That one will be used as a holder, so that I can get the brake hose to be like that. Then it will round the tie rod, the sway bar end link, sorry. Currently the sway bar is not mounted to the body, so it's not correctly positioned, but if I hold it there, then it will be fine. So yeah, I'm using the stock brake hose. The clips broke a long time ago, so I've made my own, or not really made my own, I used zip ties, as you can see, and it's been holding up for many years now. But yeah, the hose is tight, and I'm using the incorrect pins temporarily, just so that I can hold the brake pads in place in case I get the feeling and pour some brake fluid in the system, so I don't pop out any brake pistons. And let's move over to the Evo calipers. So these actually fit better, but the problem here is the length. So this black piece needs to go in here so that it will be stuck. But this like spring bracket, that one fits, and I also damaged the caliper. So yeah, it's also the same on the other side. And we have a bit of a mix, so stop take brake pads for the rear, centric mounting hardware, the incorrect one, and in the front we have Baker. This is the mounting hardware, and we have Beck-Arnley semi-metallic brake pads, so hopefully they will work. And I've also removed the fuel door because I'm preparing to take down the fuel tank. But I will finish up in the front left with the brake hose and pads, and then we can look at the tank. So I managed to find the original pins, and comparing them to the brake calipers, these seems to be for the Evo ones, so I will order new ones. And not much more to see, even though it's a few hours since I filmed anything. You can see that I have one locking sprint to install, but I've torqued everything in the front suspension with the exception of this screw, the one holding the strut. Since there is a bushing inside that, I want to leave that until I have the car on the ground. I will have something underneath the wheel so I can crawl under the car. But I've done the same on the left hand side as well. So it's been going extremely slow today. I've been here almost the entire day. It's almost 8:45 in the evening, and I was about to end, but then I started with this. You see a floor jack, and that's because the fuel tank is down. So yeah, I started to undoing the screws, and then I just had to commit. So it's down, and I realized that we don't really have much space to work with. So we'll see how what kind of solution I go for. If I am cutting a hole in the trunk and have AN fittings directly to the connection plate that you see there, or if I weld on a pipe and move the connection further out, just like the stock-like pipes you see in the middle of the picture. But yeah, so I've torqued the suspension in the front. I realized that the mounting hardware for the brake pads is incorrect. The exception in the front suspension is the struts. I've connected the brake hoses and it seems to work. I've turned the wheels, and if I mount the hose like I showed you, then it will work. And I've taken down the fuel tank. I wasn't sure how much fuel it was in it, so I just had to sand it a bit. But anyway, now the next time I get to the garage, it will be much easier to get started on creating the new fuel system, or continue upgrading the fuel system, which I started many years ago. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.